thing is changing, as there are big changes in the
A lot of stuff changing right now.
in the world
A
of
lot of moving parts.
local radio. Welcome back. This is The Drill. We're hanging out on a Wednesday. We got a winner. What, Beef, who's our winner?
Yeah, shout out to Jaguar Joe.
Jaguar
as he calls
Joe.
himself. He's going to the World Golf Hall of Fame with a pair of tickets.
Excellent.
He'll get admission to the hall, a round on the putting course, and a shot at the challenge hole. He'll also, next time he departs from beautiful Jacksonville, FLA, he'll park on us at usapark.net.
Let's do it.
Let's party.
Round one.
Round one, Dan. You know, we're season lists right now around the NFL news cycles.
Oh, yeah.
And D-Rock and the boys over at ESPN broke down the NFL's receivers, at least the number one guys on each team, into kind of tiers.
Okay.
And I guess not surprisingly, identified Marquise Lee as the number one guy here. Certainly he's the guy with the most experience and the most experience in this system. So I guess by default, he'd be the number one guy. They put him into the second tier of wideouts, and they call that the not quite number ones.
Okay.
Would you agree with that assessment that, A, Marquise is clearly the number one guy and that he's the number one guy, but not quite a number one guy?
Yes. I mean, Marquise Lee has been a good football player for the Jags, right? He's stayed healthy, and he 63 and 56 catches the last 2 years, 850, 700 yards, 6 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, that's not a number one guy, right? Keep it real here. He's still only 26. Can he have a breakout season? We're going to find out this year. We're going to find out. Can he catch 80 balls over the middle? Can he be, 80 and 1,000 and 6 touchdowns? That's but Marquise Lee, no, he's not a number one. He's, in fact, did you say, what did you say, almost number one?
Yeah, they categorize it as not quite number one.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even say not quite.
But more so, the last tier that they grouped, they had 3 tiers. It was clear-cut number ones.
Clear-cut number ones.
Not quite number ones.
Not quite number ones.
Emerging number ones.
Emerging number ones.
And the committee dudes.
Yeah, I think
so.
I honestly,
you feel like we're a notch above committee group?
Yeah, a little bit. I would be hesitant to put him in the category of not quite number one.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. I'd probably keep him more in the committee guy. And I'm not knocking him.
No.
He's a talented kid who's played some good football and had some moments, and but the numbers are what the numbers are, and also keeping in mind the system that he's in, and he does a good job. And look, he was compensated. That stuff shouldn't concern him at all.
Round two.
By the way, if you're scoring at home, former Jaguar receiver Allen Robinson was slotted in the clear-cut number one receiver group.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about Alan Hearns?
I don't know. Is he considered the number one in Dallas?
Yeah.
Let me look at that list.
I'm just curious.
Hold on. So the clear-cut ones, they didn't rank them in any particular order, but it's Hopkins, Brown, A.J. Green, Beckham, Julio, Keenan Allen, Larry Fitzgerald,
Right.
Michael Thomas, Demaryius Thomas, Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, Allen Robinson, Doug Baldwin, T.Y. Hilton, Michael Crabtree, Kelvin Benjamin, Alshon Jeffrey, Julian Edelman.
Yeah, I'd quibble with a few of those guys too. Yeah. By the way, is clear cut number ones?
Clear-cut number one.
No.
And you were asking about
Alan Hearns.
Alan Hearns.
I would not say he's a clear-cut number one.
He is down in the committee attack group, tier 4.
Okay.
He's categorized with Josh Gordon and Jarvis Landry in Cleveland, Thielen and Diggs in Minnesota, Hill and Watkins in Kansas City, Tate and Jones in Detroit.
By the way, Adam Thielen had a very good year last year.
Yeah, these are groups that there's no, whether it's good or bad, there's no clear-cut top guy. Because these are good groups. They put the Rams on there. Woods, Cup, Cooks. Yeah, those are good receivers. There's just no clear separation as
I would say Kelvin Benjamin, Michael Crabtree, clear-cut number ones.
Yeah. Is that more a compliment to them or an indictment on the guys behind them? That doesn't necessarily mean they're great players, but they're just that much better than the guys behind them.
Yeah.
Round 2, Dan, shifting gears to the.
By the way, also, I'm sorry, we'll go over this later, but Corey Davis emerging.
Okay.
Is he?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well,
he better emerge this year.
Might have to get D-Rock on the phone. D-Rock, explain your peers.
Oh, it's not all D-Rock.
No.
Go ahead.
Round 2, the LeBron watch continues.
Oh,
And,
we haven't even. Have we gone an hour 48 without mentioning LeBron?
No,
today?
we talked about him in the first hour.
Okay.
Dave McMenamin over
Yes.
at ESPN, he's kind of
Connected.
with him and Wendy are kind of in on the LeBron thing.
Oh, yeah.
And he's sort of painting a picture that the crumbs may indicate that the return to Cleveland is more likely than any other option for
Get
LeBron.
outta here.
I know we've talked about that as being a good option for him, but I guess, is there a case to be made that the path to the finals is still clearer in Cleveland than it would be anywhere else for LeBron?
Well, you have to eliminate anywhere in the West, right? If we're going to start with the path to the finals. You've got an emerging Philadelphia team, and you've got the favorite next year in the East. If LeBron stays in Cleveland and they stay basically status quo with the addition of Colin Sexton, the favorite in the East would be Boston to me. For the first time in forever, it wouldn't be LeBron. But if LeBron stays in Cleveland, they've added Colin Sexton, they keep Kevin Love, and they get someone else.
Get another
They got to
piece,
get
right?
somebody else.
Like maybe it's not Kawhi, but maybe it's Kemba Walker.
Be awesome. Kemba Walker would be a 1-2 punch. So in that respect, because the West gets eliminated no matter what,
Right.
unless.
When you're talking path to the finals.
I will say this though about and I know he's painting the picture of him staying in Cleveland. Boy, Magic Johnson looked like the guy who swallowed the canary yesterday and knew. You know what I mean?
Right.
He said some things yesterday. In case you missed it, Magic came out and said basically, look, if I don't get guys in here in the next 2 years, I'm out.
Right. But that doesn't necessarily mean LeBron.
Yeah, but
He
who's
just said if he gets Paul George, Kawhi,
Yeah, I
Clay.
guess- Yeah.
big name dudes.
That's fair.
But they're not the king.
Right.
Round 3.
Speaking of Magic and his bold proclamation,
It's Magic.
the ESPN guys, they kind of kicked around some bold predictions, and one of the cats over there at ESPN made a very bold prediction, stating that he feels like if LeBron goes to LA and joins the Lakers, whatever's left of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Kevin Love and whoever they add, will still win more games than LeBron James and the Lakers. What say you?
No way. No chance. You're telling me I get the LeBron team versus the non-LeBron team?
Correct.
Yeah, I'll take dime bet. Who said that?
I'd have to double check who it was.
Yeah, whoever said that, call him and bet him $1,000 right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Wow.
The Cleveland Cavaliers minus LeBron James will prove next year, if this occurs, why LeBron James is truly the MVP when they're picking third in the draft next year.
That was...
Because that is not good. That is dumb. That's just dumb.
Who was that?
Yeah, I don't think you know who that was. I think you made that up.
No, I did not make that up.
I think you made that whole thing up.
That was there. I'm trying to find it now. Of course, I can't find it.
Of course you can't, because it's made up.
I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. And
I think you did it for the good of our show, but you made it up.
No, I did not make it up.
I think you did.
I would not, because I would not say that, because that's an insane thing. But somebody said that. Of course, I can't find it now, and now I look like an idiot. But what's new?
Round 4.
Shifting gears, Dan, over to the to hardball.
All right.
July's right around the corner.
Yes.
And with July comes two very important dates, but the most important date, the trade deadline. It's it's not rapidly approaching, but it's coming, and teams are talking. The Nats already made a deal and added their bullpen, but there's maybe no bigger piece that you can add to your team right now than your ace.
Yeah.
Jacob deGrom.
Yeah.
Who, some are connecting to potential contenders like Milwaukee, who are trying to shore up their chance at a playoff spot. So I guess the question for you, you've watched DeGrom as closely as anybody this year, even after the funeral. I mean, how much would Jacob deGrom swing a team's fortune?
Good. He's so good right now, and he's been good. I'm a Mets fan. I got nothing going for me, so I've actually been reading a book about the 2015 Mets to, give me my baseball fix, where you root for a team that's good. He was great in 2015. Jacob deGrom, though, this year has elevated it and then some. He is an ace. He's a bona fide ace who you would have control of for 18, 19, and 20. 3 years where you're not breaking the bank. The point is with the Milwaukee Brewers, but again, Milwaukee, you're going to have to break the bank, Chief. Again, we don't have to trade him. We don't have to trade him. I mean, it's tough to turn around and trade an ace. But the Mets are the Mets need to go rebuild, man. They need to go full out rebuild. They are. They're a mess. They're not going to win with these cats. So here's the problem. If you want Jacob deGrom, and again, go look at his ERA. His ERA is like 1.5, boys. I mean, it's better than Max Scherzer. He's the guy you want on the bump when you got to win. He's the guy you want on the bump when you've lost 2 in a row. He's the guy you want on the bump as much as you can in the playoffs. The bigger the game, the bigger Jacob steps up. Anyway, though, you're going to have to give, and I've said this, and I use the Yankees because everybody knows the Yankees, but if you want to use the Yankees as an example of what you need to give me, you need to give me your young superstar player, your best prospect, another player, and another prospect. That's what you need to give me for Jacob deGrom. It's not, and so I was reading this article about the Brewers, and this is a good point. It says the Brewers can never acquire an ace or never outbid anybody for an ace. They need to trade for him, or they need to grow him at home, right?
Right. I mean, they proved it this offseason as they went real aggressive on Yu Darvish, who, granted, is not Jacob deGrom, but I don't know. I don't even know how close they got.
But here's the point about the Brewers. By the way, in 81, they traded for Raleigh Fingers. He won the Cy Young and MVP. But in rare seasons where the Brewers have chased playoff spots, seizing the moment has been their defining characteristic. The Brewers are good. Their bullpen is outstanding. Their lineup's okay, but they lead the majors in defensive runs saved. The rotation is solid, but it's unspectacular. That's why they need Jacob deGrom. The Mets season is over, this guy says. Do the Brewers have the young talent to acquire deGrom? It would probably take a package that exceeds even what they gave up for Greinke. Remember, they traded for Zach Greinke. They traded for CC Sabathia. So they have a history of doing it. They have a second baseman who's hitting .331 in the minors, including .358 in Double-A. Their top pitching prospect is in Colorado Springs, so that's sort of skewed because his ERA is .493. That's not good enough. They got a glut of outfielders. Maybe you throw in Freddie Peralta. I don't know. I need more than that, by the way.
That's not enough for you.
No. Who are the Brewers? You need to give me your shortstop, right? Don't they have a hotshot shortstop?
Yeah.
I need a lot more from the Brewers.
Round 5.
I'll have to research and tell you what I need from the Brewers.
Lastly, Dan.
Yes, sir.
Real quick.
The
49er fans were in an outrage over comments Jalen Ramsey made about Jimmy Garoppolo's inclusion in the NFL Network's 100 list. Garoppolo came in at 90. Granted, he closed out spectacularly to finish the season and got a huge contract. But does Jalen have somewhat of a point that maybe let's slow our roll a little bit on Jimmy G? Let's see a little bit more?
Absolutely. And I, look, they got on him. His response, ask me next time. Jimmy's good. I said that, but based off of our game, only one wide receiver had more than 25 yards on us, and most of that came off of one catch for 24. He used his fullback and tight end for big games off play action, and the running game was also good that game. That's called scheme. And then he followed that up with, we got to start putting these people who speak on the game but don't really know about the game in their place.
Yeah.
And then he said, it's bigger things going on right now than the little stuff y'all getting worked up over. Y'all better count your blessings and stay prayed up. I definitely am. If you love me, I love you too. If you hate me, I still love you, but I'm going to just move different from you. LOL. God bless.
We love you, Jalen. Never change.
Don't ever change, Jalen. We're fine.
By the way, before we get out, Dan, do we like to let the Googans know?
Yeah.
If you're on San Jose Boulevard between Bay Meadows and that Bulls School area, all up down that corridor, slow it down.
Slow her down. Speed trap alert. Speed trap alert.
Heads up.
Hey, who's to say I didn't put a little
cheers to you,
brown water in there, huh?
Cheers to you.
Huh? A little bit here. Stixie, you got something? Beef?
Oh, I'm always down.
Fireball.